Sorry, Alderman.
Can I please have the aldermen back to their seats, please? Aldermen, I need you back to your seats, please. Aldermen, please come to your seats. Are any in the back? I need Alderman Guzman and Alderman Felix to their seats, please.
Let's just start, Mayor. We can seat them.
Alderman Guzman's here. Any Alderman Felix? Okay. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk. It is now 7:11, and we will be starting our city council meeting.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Present.
Alderman Florian.
Present.
Alderman Hayes.
Present.
Alderman Bolton.
Present.
Alderman Guzman. Present. Alderman Martinez.
Present.
Alderman Felix. Alderman Newsome.
Present.
Alderman Turner.
Present.
Mayor Taylor.
Present.
You have a quorum, ma'am.
Thank you. Tonight, we will have our invocation given by Pastor Robert L. Richards from the New Way Faith Ministry in Zion. Would you please come up and give our invocation? Thank you so much for being here this evening. We really appreciate it.
I'll just turn this off. Don't touch it. Okay. Gracious Father, as we come before you tonight, we thank you for your goodness and your loving kindness. Know, God, the Father of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, grant unto us the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of Jesus, that our eyes be anointed with understanding, that we might know the hope of our inheritance to all those who are in Christ Jesus. We thank God for the city council, and we pray for their wisdom. We pray that the city of Waukegan moves forward with progress and that citizens are be able to be represented. We pray right now for the goodness of this city. We pray that all ones that are in this city be blessed and highly favored, that it might be prosperous and posterity in this city. We thank you, O God, and we come before you tonight, Lord, requesting your help, your deliverance, and your victory in this matter. Now, Lord, we pray right now for the city council. We pray for every alderman. We pray for all the officials, that the Lord bless them with understanding, wisdom, and knowledge. Now, Lord, we just thank you and we give you the glory. Lord, we come against every injustice. We know who this enemy is. It's not natural, but it's spiritual. And Lord, we pray right now that the Spirit be in control and bind the enemy that brings discord, injustice, oh God, and we need your help right now. We need the outpouring of your Spirit to move tonight, Lord, that be blessed and able to do the things that need to be done. Oh God, we thank you. We give you the glory. We praise your holy name. You have your way right now. In Jesus' most precious and holy name. Thank God. Amen.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Well, thank you, everyone, for being here this evening and attending the December 16th City Council meeting. This is the last City Council meeting of the year. Our next City Council meeting will be, I think it's January 5th. So we'll have a 3-week gap in between. Please remember that our agendas go out the Friday before our Monday council meetings. Everything is there for you to look at, and if there's anything that you want to bring up at council, please come to those meetings. I'm going to start out tonight, as you know, I often will bring up different department heads to speak. So this evening, I will be bringing up 3 of them. The first one will be the building department, and Chief of Staff will be talking about the building department, and the department will be here.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. I am honored to introduce the dedicated supervisors of our Waukegan Building Department. Their commitment to public safety and code enforcement and community improvement is evident in this team's daily work. Our team is passionate about fostering a safer and more vibrant Waukegan. They are going to give you a brief summary of what they do and our dedication to ensuring that our buildings meet all safety standards and contribute positively to the city's aesthetic appeal. Allow me to introduce Julie Hughes, Steve Negron, and Miguel Rodriguez.
Good evening. I'm Julie Hughes, the Compliance Supervisor for the Building and Code Department. I'm going to give you an update on what we've been busy with all year. The Building and Code Department is responsible for the issuance of building permits, enforcement of code violations, and inspections on private property. We converted all processes to an online format in March of 2020, and all department content is available on the city's website along with department statistics. Our department also took over processing of general business licensing and property transfers in 2023. We manage all processes through our property maintenance software called MateStar. I believe that's on the agenda tonight. This software gives us the ability to communicate with residents, contractors, realtors, attorneys on a shared record, and we obtain documents from them and issue final paperwork. We currently have 8,075 external users registered that utilize the system. 24 hours a day and 7 days a week it's available. The data we collect is the most current of all city records. It includes emergency contact information for property and business owners, phone numbers, email addresses, and mailing addresses. The software also allows us to communicate internally with all city departments and has over 100 internal users. We're proud to say that your Waukegan Building Department is ahead of the curve on online processing compared to surrounding communities. In addition, we have a customer window located on the first floor to assist anyone that may not be tech savvy or requires additional assistance. We can be reached at 847-625-6868 or via email also at permits@waukeganil.gov. We have collected $3.3 million in permit fees for fiscal year 2025. Compared to last year at the same time, we were at $2.7 million. We have $600,000 in license fees so far, and we are in the middle of renewals for next year already. All license fees are due by December 31st of each year, and we will have more accurate data on these as we get through renewals and plan on taking a complete inventory of the city by the end of next year. Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and City Council. I just want to speak on a few notes regarding the licensing division in the building department. As Julie mentioned, we are in our renewal season. The renewals go out in 2 separate ways. One is mail, the other is email to anyone who has a MainStar portal account. We do encourage all of our business owners and rental property owners to create an account for the MainStar portal. This gives us an opportunity to collect any, any requests for any, any requests for any, 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 any contact information for key holders for the business or the rental property, emergency contact that our first responders and code enforcement can reach. It also gives the business owner and the rental property owner a chance to get their fees emailed and any violations. They don't have to get posted. When they do get posted, they're also emailed as well. As far as business licenses, we have 4,626 active and pending renewal licenses. An active license is a license that is in good standing, being paid, and all documents received. A pending license is a license that we are currently in the renewal season, so any license that has not been paid or documents have not been submitted, they are considered pending. All licenses, like Julie said, are due by the 31st. I want to make this very clear. If any business license holder or rental property holder has not received an invoice from us, to please call us at 847-360-0334 or the business licensing email at businesslicensing@waukeganil.gov. That way we can get you these invoices before the 31st. Late fees will be issued, and we know how that goes. Tickets are issued, nobody likes those. For the fiscal year, the building department has collected $538,164 in rental fees and business license fees. Compared to last year, their entire fiscal year was $835,000. So by the end of April, I expect us to be at that number or beyond. That number does not include any admin hearing fees that were assessed to any business for a late fee or administration for citations, and then Miguel will speak on those administrative hearing fees.
Good evening. My name is Miguel. I'm the code supervisor for the building department. Our code officers conduct routine patrol and investigate different types of violations. Normally, if it's something simple that's just on the parkway, we leave notice at the door with our inspector's information, our department's number, so they can call out any questions. If it's something a little bit bigger, we do send notice. We send multiple notices. These notices also have our inspector's information. So if there's ever any questions, we do ask that they reach out so that we can help them gain compliance. As we also are enforcing illegal construction. Anytime we see illegal construction, we tag the property right away with the stop work order and ask that they apply for permits for all work that's been done. Our inspectors also conduct life safety inspections at rental properties and property transfers, as well as handling any rental tenant complaints. So if you're a tenant and you have issues with your landlord, definitely reach out. We can help you out in that situation. A couple stats from our code enforcement. As of right now, code enforcement has 5,630 cases. Specifically speaking for sign violations, we're at 1,000 sign violations, garbage, 828, exterior, 1,683, illegal construction, 280, vehicle violations, 269, all types of inspections, including building inspections, rental inspections, property transfers, we're at 8,263. From our admin hearing, so far we've collected 150,000. If for whatever reason anyone does have any kind of complaint, we do have an online form at waukeganil.gov you could submit, or you can reach out via email at code@waukeganil.gov. And I believe Julie has just one last statement.
As Miguel stated, our property transfer program has generated $255,000 in revenue, but more importantly, it's allowed us to improve life safety conditions on 850 properties and bring them into current code standards. Code enforcement cases are handled on the third floor to provide a more private setting to discuss sometimes sensitive matters. And as he stated, administrative hearings are held twice a month here to enforce, and we had 95 cases alone in October. So our focus for next year is to improve on content with new residents through our closing letter process to provide general information on city services. And we want to create some online tutorials for our processes, continue our curb appeal through our code enforcement division, and have external user training sessions available virtually and in person. Thank you for your time.
And Mayor, their experience and professionalism is invaluable. They have been constantly, as I've expressed to the council, streamlining the processes, and they are working very, very hard on that. So thank you for allowing us to present to you tonight, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Again, our building department works very, very hard to get your permits through, and I want to thank you for all the great work that you do. We are constantly revising things to make things more efficient for you, and we will continue that. So thank you all for being here this evening. Alderman Guzman?
All right, before they leave, I want to say thank you for cleaning up over there, Commonwealth, over there, the two-sided areas, because they were having their gardens and all that stuff. I told them they need to clean it up. It's time for to prep up. If they want to say that the south side doesn't take care of their place like the north side and everybody's always on the north side, no. I'm taking care of the south side, and 12, 11, 12, 13, 14 have to step on up, and they're going to comply. Thank you.
Okay. Next, we'll have animal control come up and talk. They're another group that knocks it out the park for the city of Waukegan. Thank you, Nicole.
Good evening, everyone. So we'll go over some numbers for the month of November to today's date. We took in 45 dogs, 37 cats. Only 9 dogs made it back home, 0 cats. 36 dogs went to rescue, 43 cats went into rescue, and we had 5 dog bites. We did 267 calls of service just in that time. The main thing tonight for everyone, as the holiday season approaches, many individuals will be considering giving pets as gifts. I would like to take this moment to remind everyone, as much as an animal brings immense joy, to remind everyone that the person who's receiving this as a gift, that it is a huge lifelong commitment, and not only in that, but a financial commitment as well. And to make sure that party fully understands what comes along with getting that pet as a gift. So please take that into consideration with the holidays approaching. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, I would like our police chief, Chief Navarro, to come up and give us an update.
Hello, City Council and Waukegan residents. I'm going to go over our statistics for the month of November and compare it to 2023. So calls for service this year was 4,994 calls for the month of November. In 2023, we were at 5,118, so it's 124 more calls or less calls that we've had this year. On our state traffic citations that were written, we are currently at 585. Last year we had 819, but currently we have not included our grant-funded citations that have been written yet, as we're doing a self-audit right now. Our local ordinances and parking citations, we're at 1,819 violations. Last year at this time, we're at 2,665. Our adult arrests, we are currently at, for the month of November, 181 adult arrests. Last year, we're at 199. Juvenile arrests, we're at 6. Last year, we were at 12 during this time period. And we have seized 13 firearms so far we did for the month of November. Last year, we were at 10. So I want to also talk about, we had a fatal crash last night at right around the midnight hours. We had a vehicle traveling northbound Amsteds. The vehicle then got off the exit ramp at Greenwood and crashed into a guardrail. The resident was a 34-year-old Kenosha resident who was pronounced deceased on scene. He was the only occupant of the vehicle. We end up calling out the county's major crash assistance team to assist us in this call out, so I really don't have further information until that report comes in. I want to talk also a little bit about some graffiti, criminal defacement of property that we had on 3 different churches here recently within the city of Waukegan. It's very unfortunate, but just a little while ago, we arrested 2 adult females, one being the age of 18 and the other one 20, and we've identified a 3rd female that was involved in spray painting graffiti on these churches. I'm not going to go into what the graffiti says, as I don't want to glorify their criminal behavior and what they spray painted on the churches. But you know, this is just something I wanted to bring to everyone's attention. Our gang unit was in charge of investigating this, but this was not a gang-related offense. The defacement had some personal meaning to these ladies, and it's very unfortunate that they decided to select these churches to commit their crime on. Our city yards, I want to thank Mr. Garland, our director, and city yards, and Alonzo and their team for working with us and taking care of that graffiti right away, even in this cold weather. So thank you all very much. That's all I have right now.
Thank you, Chief. Some other general remarks I want to make is what the chief didn't mention is this weekend was Shop with a Cop at Walmart. Honestly, it was an outstanding event. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's where underprivileged children get to come and Christmas shop with an officer. It was outstanding, and I will tell you, it breaks your heart when you see kids who want to buy for their siblings or their parents before they will do things for themselves. The things that they bought most this year were clothes. Anybody over the age of 7 was doing more clothes and essential items than items for themselves. But it was a wonderful program, and then afterwards, they take them all for a pizza party over to People's Choice, and it's just a fun, fun day. And again, I want to thank all the people who donated to it, but to our officers who went above and beyond, thank you. It was heartwarming, it really was. At the last city council meeting, I think I was remiss in mentioning that the Northern Illinois Recovery Community Organization, also known as NERCO, celebrated their 5th anniversary, and the strides that they have made in our community are tremendous, and I just want to remember to recognize them and how much they do for our community and wish them many more years in our community. In September, the City Council voted unanimously to demolish the water tower off of Keller. This project, the water tower, is down. Before the demolition, the city notified 152 homes and businesses surrounding the water tower site in English and Spanish via letter. During the demolition, the city was made aware that the dust from the site reached neighboring properties, and the council and city staff recognized that the dust from the site created an inconvenience to those neighbors. The city's working with the site coordinator, Lepardo, who has committed to working with any impacted residents regarding the cleanup or damage to those homes. Also, they will be starting, Lakes Behavioral Center is now applying for permits to continue their demolition. I'm not sure when that will start, but they have recently applied. As we approach the holiday season, it's hard to believe that Christmas is only 8 days away. I want to extend the warmest wishes to all our residents, elected officials, and dedicated city staff. For those who celebrate Kwanzaa, which begins on December 26, I wish everyone a week of unity and cultural reflection. For those who celebrate Hanukkah, which begins this year on the evening of December 25th and lasts 8 days, may your festival of lights be filled with joy, love, and warmth of family and friends. May the holiday season bring peace and happiness and cherished moments with loved ones, but let's also keep in mind that the holiday season is often very tough for some of our residents, and please reach out to those that you know are struggling and be there for them. As a reminder, Christmas and New Year's Eve and every day, if you've been drinking alcohol, please do not drive. We seem to have lost this thing that it's okay to drive when you're drunk. It is not. Please call cabs, Ubers, whatever you need to do, The chief also didn't tell you that last Thursday, CBS did a story on our police co-responders. And for those of you who may have seen it, it was on last Thursday at 6 p.m. on the news, and it was about this wonderful resident, Joyce, who has MS and was in need of help, and they were eventually able to connect her with getting her a battery-powered wheelchair. But she was just awesome, and I can't thank our co-responders enough for all the things that they do in our community. Polar Plunge. Remember Polar Plunge? What day is it? Always January 1st. Registration begins at 9 a.m. and plunging starts at 10 a.m. No, I'm not that brave. I will be the first to tell you I am not that brave. But I will be out there cheering everybody on. Tomorrow night is a Know Your Rights workshop at the Waukegan Public Library from 5:30 to 7, and it's sponsored by Senator Johnson, State Rep Mayfield, and Haas's, and it is about immigration. Again, Chief Navarro mentioned this, but I want to personally thank our Public Works Department, who went above and beyond in getting the graffiti removed from all the churches that were affected. And believe me, it was freezing cold weather. I don't know how they did the job that they did, but thank you. 5:30 to 7. Leaf pickup has officially ended. You can use your stickers. They were okay up until December 15th, so there's no sticker pickup anymore. Our staff LRS has been done, so our staff has been doing some. Do not add more leaves. They will be getting ready for winter now, so you need to rake them up, put them by your house, and keep them for the spring when you can put them out. We've had multiple times to have them done. The city has gone around and around in all of the wards the last couple of weeks, and we're still finding more and more people raking them. We can't do it forever, so that time is over. Last, I kind of want to approach on a very delicate subject that it has come to my attention that some of the aldermen are meeting with staff and recording conversations. I'm going to say not only is it disrespectful, but it's illegal as well. Illinois is a two-party state. You must ask for permission. It is not acceptable for our staff to be put in that position. So I just want to remind aldermen, if there's something that you want, that you feel you need to record, please ask permission of the staff that you are recording. That's all I have at this point, but I would like to invite some very special guests before we move on. These are your Waukegan queens. Can you come stand in front of me? I want to tell you, these are some of the most poised young women I have ever met. And I just wanted them to be recognized, so we're going to be issuing a Waukegan Proud Award. So I'll read each one of them and give them the award. But let me tell you, you've got to be impressed by these four young ladies. The first one I'll read is for Camila Garcia. And that is, it's a Waukegan Proud Award in recognition of your crowning as Little Miss Waukegan and Little Miss Lake County. So she's really special. So I'm going to let you hold this. The next one is Sophia Lara, and this is the Waukegan Proud Award in recognition of your crowning as Junior Miss Waukegan and for being named as second runner-up at the Lake County Community Pageant. Next is Emily, and this is the Waukegan Proud Award in recognition of your crowning as the Teen Miss Waukegan and first runner-up at the Lake County Community Pageant. I'm telling you, these young ladies are rocking it. Last but not least is Jocelyn, And this is the Waukegan Proud Award in recognition for your crowning as Miss Waukegan and for being selected for the People's Choice Award at the Lake County Community Pageant. Do you want to?
Hello, everyone. My name is Jocelyn Soda. Obviously, I'm Miss Waukegan. So around Waukegan, we basically just go to different events that's held throughout here, and we just volunteer our time. Just letting you guys know, if there is any other events that you guys might know of that we can show up and volunteer our time for, you can message us via Facebook at City of Waukegan Pageant. Thank you.
I also don't want to forget the proud parents who have gotten these young ladies to where they are. So can you stand up and take a bow for all the work you guys do? Come on. As parents, you need to be proud of these young ladies. We're going to go ahead and get a picture.
Okay, everyone. Smile, yes. Cheese, one more time. There it is. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
So this tells you you can be beautiful on the outside and the inside because they are just wonderful young ladies. If parents want to continue to take pictures, you may do so. Okay. Thank you. And then I'm going to give them a minute to leave if you, I know it's school in the morning and I know that you need to get out of here, so. Wait, there's no school tomorrow?
I'm in
Oh,
college.
that's right.
I'm off the break already.
That's not fair.
Thank you.
Okay, Madam Clerk, that's all my mayor's comments. On to proclamations, appointments, and presentations.
Yes, ma'am. We're looking for a motion to ratify the appointment of Robert Freeman to the Waukegan CDBG Stakeholder Participation Panel.
So move.
Can I have
I'll
a second?
second that.
I need a second.
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Alderman
Guzman,
Guzman.
did you get that, Madam Clerk? Okay. Mr. Freeman's here. Can you stand up and introduce yourself? No. We're going to put you on the spot.
I thank you for this appointment. I love helping and supporting the community any way that I can. I've been part of the library board for a while, and I'm excited to expand on that and do more. So, thank you.
And you forgot to mention how you got married and bought a house here. And
Yes,
so,
did all those things.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, can I have the vote on that? Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Before I vote, I want to say congratulations. I like to see new blood into new boards and not the same thing over and over again. You know how I'm a stickler on that, but give them hell, buddy. Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsome.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Motion.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, I need the fire department up here. Come on, come in troops. We need you, the whole group, come up. This is celebrating the 175th year anniversary of the Waukegan Fire Department. And I just want you to see, this is just part of us.
So if they get going, would you like me to read it, ma'am? Okay. Okay, gentlemen, here we go. Proclamation celebrating the 175-year anniversary of the Waukegan Fire Department. Whereas the town needed fire protection for its warehouses, factories, hotels, and the many frame houses that sprung up along its streets, and the first volunteer firemen organized the Waukegan Hook and Ladder Company No. 1 on December 27, 1849. And whereas throughout the past 17 and a half decades, the Waukegan Fire Department has provided a superior level of emergency service to the city of Waukegan that has continuously improved the quality of health, life, and safety of our community. And whereas the Waukegan Fire Department has evolved into a unit of 123 individuals and 5 fire stations protecting our population of more than 89,000 individuals that spans around 25 square miles. And whereas beyond its emergency services, Waukegan Fire Department prides itself in holding strong relationships as an active, positive partner in our community and regularly visiting schools, strengthening bonds with local businesses, and utilizing media opportunities to inform, educate, and serve the city of Waukegan. Whereas, this being the 175th anniversary of the Waukegan Fire Department, we find it appropriate to recognize all that they do to protect our community both now and throughout its illustrious history in the city of Waukegan. And now therefore be it further resolved that Mayor Ann B. Taylor and members of the City Council of Waukegan, Illinois acknowledge and celebrate the 175-year history of the Waukegan Fire Department. I ask the citizens of Waukegan to join me in thanking our firefighters, staff, and EMT workers, past and present, for their service and dedication to our community. Their tremendous skill, bravery, and compassion in difficult circumstances do not go unnoticed, and we appreciate all they do in keeping the community safe. Adopted the 16th day of December, 2024.
But I'm in good company should something happen, right? All right. 1, 2, 3, smile. One more. Fabulous.
I just want to say on behalf of the city of Waukegan, you guys are amazing. And our female here, that honestly, this is, her and I spend a lot of time together. Chief Navarro, you're alone. They deserted you, they overpowered you tonight. Chief Hazer, do you want to talk?
Sure. Thank you very much, council members and mayor, for honoring us tonight. It's a very special occasion. I know it may look like some of us were here 175 years ago, but we're not. And these men and women that in front of you, they love the job, they love the city of Waukegan, and they make us look good. So thank you guys very much. Same crew here that's going to be working on Christmas Day as everybody's home celebrating with their families. So just want to say thank you to everybody for what you do and for helping out the city of Waukegan. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mayor, we have one housekeeping thing. We need to seat Alderman Felix. He came in at 7:16, I believe.
Okay.
I'll put a motion.
He also gets a tardy, but that's okay.
So move.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. On to audience time.
I believe, Clyde McLemore, you're first on the list. You know how this works? Go right ahead, sir.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. A couple of weeks ago, as I made it back home, I did a FOIA. And I FOIA to find out who's doing the 630 South Green Bay construction. And I got the answer back, and it gave me a SE cluster permit, building permit, which I'm glad they was here earlier. I heard them speak. I paid attention to them. So I got this permit telling me that SE Cluster 1 LLC is the general contractor. That's what I got from my FOIA. However, I got this. And this is a contract from our car wash, which they building over there. And we all know what 630 Green Bay, that's the old OBT off-bed track bedding place. And it tells me that the general contractor for the demolition of exiting the structure of off-bed track in the 633 is, the name of the company is WEBS Excavation Industries. They're out of Beach Park. So I thought that was pretty good. However, there was another page to it. And the other page tells me WEBS Excavation Industries custom exterior retains the size to remove any items from the property after contract is signed by WEBS. Reserve the right to be completed for loss of salvage value. So I was like, who the hell is excavator, custom and then I remember I used to call your chief of staff, and his voicemail told me, so he owns that. So I was like, well, ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing illegal done there. But if the mayor knew or the audience knew that the building permit commissioner is writing himself contracts. So I said, wow, if the mayor knew, why didn't she let the public know? Because ain't nothing illegally done. However, if he's the building permit commissioner, then it's become illegal. George, don't you own custom exteriors?
Thank you, sir. Our next speaker will be Brother Blanks.
Brother Blanks, founder and chief president of Black Abolition Movement for the Mind. You know, this is the end of the year, and right now I'm still puzzled how and why McAllister Avenue, after it's been paved, is the worst paved street and avenue of this city as a finished product. It's terrible. It is the worst paved street of this city as a finished product. And why do the first ward always have to be last in every aspect of this city? So as I'm reviewing and looking over these stats, as I'm reviewing and looking over the engineering specs, it's even more troubling, and now I guess I know why it took so long and why it's so suspect, and it took so long for me to get these engineering specs. Mayor, I'm really disappointed in our avenue on McAllister Avenue. And to our chief of staff, Mr. Bridges, I'm even more disappointed as to how and why it took me so long to get these engineering specs after trying to acquire these specs as far back as July. And what's so troubling is, it took me that long, but when I come down to the city council chambers and I put it on the city council floor about me attempting to acquire these engineering specs, and within 15 minutes, I don't live that far, but before I get home, within 15 minutes, I have the engineering specs from Robinson Engineering. I'm really disappointed for my first ward to drive up and down that avenue, and even just for me to come here tonight. I'm still reviewing these specs. You can best believe by the time I'm finished looking through them, the whole community will know I have real concerns. Shouldn't have took that. But I'll be getting back with you guys, which also, I'll do that on another time. But anyway, you guys got to do better for our first ward than making it last.
Thank you, Brother Blanks. Ma'am, that concludes the audience time.
That's like one of the shortest audience times. Okay. On to the consent agenda. I'm sorry. Can I have a first and a second for the consent agenda?
I so move.
Alderman Guzman, second.
Second.
Alderman Turner. Any questions to the motions? Okay. Item A, motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from Monday, December 2nd, 2024. Item B, a motion to approve vendor payments dated December 16th, 2024, totaling in the amount of $2,373,047.01. Item C, a motion to approve and ratify regular payroll dated December 13 in a total amount of $2,005,507.85. Item D, a motion to approve and ratify miscellaneous payroll dated December 13th in the total amount of $275,619.19. Any questions to those motions? Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Treasurer's report. Dr. Schwab.
Yep. The monthly treasury report has been filed with the city clerk, Janet Kelly's office, and is posted on the city website. The monthly treasury report has 3 columns. The far right column has the total of each fund the city has, and the middle column is the amount that's heavily invested. The left column is the funds that are in cash. Cash is required to cover the expenses the city council votes to spend. Any question, you can call my cell at 847-856-9154 or my office, 847-599-2569. The treasurer is elected at the same time as the mayor and the city clerk. In Waukegan, the treasurer position is part-time. We are the only large city in Illinois to have a part-time treasurer. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to everyone in Waukegan.
Thank you. Under item 6, old business, can I have a first and a second to this?
I so move.
Alderman Guzman, a second.
I'll second.
Second.
Alderman Florian. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsome.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
I make a motion, we omnibus.
Okay, that's what I was going to, okay, so we have a motion to omnibus, and can I get a second to that motion?
I'll second, but I need to pull some other stuff
Alderman
out.
Guzman. So we've got some we're pulling out. It's, to my knowledge, it's 7P, Q, R, and T. Is that correct?
O and S as well. T, got removed because it didn't get approved at,
Yeah, just to review what happened at the committee.
Right.
So O is the ordinance regarding stop signs at Genesee Street and Lake Street. We determined at committee that that should not have even been placed on committee because it had no sponsor. The next one is Q. Q, this is the ordinance that had a number of different intersections, and Alderman Martinez was willing to pull at least 2 of those. So that should be discussed separately. Alderman R was not actually discussed at committee of the whole, so that will not be on the agenda. S, Alderman Newsom, do you want to pull S just because you traditionally do not?
And talked about part of the committee of the whole, so S and T were not discussed.
Okay, no, hold on. Okay, but, yes, but S can still go forward. S, yeah.
Okay.
So S can still go forward tonight. But would you like to pull that? Okay. So that will be voted on separately. It will still go tonight. It'll just be voted on separately. And then T was voted down at committee of the whole, so that should not be considered.
How about P?
P. Okay, hold on.
P as in Paul.
Yeah, so I have on mine that P is an ordinance amending 2164, the Waukegan Code of Ordinances regarding stop signs at Genesee Street and Lake Street.
That was an error.
That was one that it was decided that one was put on an error.
Okay, so I'll take that one off.
Q. No, minor arterial roads, those are the 2 ones on 8th and 8th Street, I believe, 8th and Jackson
And,
so.
yeah.
Okay. So.
I'm sorry, Stu.
Okay, so the ones that we have pulled,
Can we listen to R2 also since we're?
There's more.
R was already,
It was already pulled.
I'd like to pull C and E. I don't really want to pull it if someone can just tell me again what OCCT study is. I don't think we need to pull it, but I don't know what that study is. And H.
might as well do them all one at a time then.
I just want to tell Alderman Turner, optimization corrosion control study. OCT study. Optimization control treatment. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't want to pull that one now that,
Sorry, your mic isn't on.
Item C and H. C as in Charles.
okay. Okay, so what I have is, we'll do an omnibus, but we will take out C, H. We're not voting on O, P. Q can be discussed, but we'll pull that out for a separate discussion, correct? We're not voting on R. We will pull out S and do a separate discussion on that. And then we're not voting on T, but we will vote, you will be part of the consent agenda. Okay. So now that we've had our first and second for the consent agenda, item A resolution approving the procurement of a generator, installation services, and warranty per section 2458I3 joint purchasing through Sourcewell for the new dispatch center in a not-to-exceed amount of $143,650. Item B, a resolution approving the award of the traffic intersection upgrades rebid to the lowest responsible bidder, Mead, Inc., for a not-to-exceed amount of $228,652.42. Item D, a resolution approving the purchase of an excavator for the Water Department from the West Side Tractor Sales Section 2-458I3 joint purchasing through Sourcewell for a not-to-exceed amount of $141,975.77. Item F, a resolution approving a change order number 1 with Robinson Engineering, increasing their inspection services scope. Increasing their inspection services scope without an increase in price. E, I thought was, oh, I'm sorry. Item E, a resolution approving change order number 1 with Baxter Woodman for a not-to-exceed amount of $32,500 for the OCCT study. Item G, an ordinance abating in full the sum of $1,336,750 due to payment of principal and interest on the $8,800,000 general obligation bond series 2018D of the City of Waukegan. Item A, an ordinance levying and assessing taxes of the City of Waukegan, Lake County, Illinois for the 2024 tax levy year. Item J, an ordinance abating in full the sum of $278,000 due in payment of principal and interest on the $7,005,000 general obligation bond series 2015A of the City of Waukegan. Item K, an ordinance abating in full the sum $674,800 due in payment of principal and interest on the $850,000 general obligation bond series 2016A of the City of Waukegan. Item L, an ordinance abating in full the sum of $1,130,000 due to payment of principal and interest on the $14,860,000 general obligation bond series 2018A of the City of Waukegan. Item N, an ordinance abating in full the sum of $1,001,200 due in payment of principal and interest on the $12,815,000 general obligation bond series 2021A, which is the McGaw Park TIF project. Item N, an ordinance abating in full the sum of $2,056,381 due in payment of principal and interest on the $31,180,000 taxable general obligation bond series 2021B, which is also the McGaw Park TIF project. Item U, a motion to authorize the proper city officials to renew a 3-year agreement commencing January 1st, 2025 with the Main Star relative to the licensing, maintenance, and supporting of building and code enforcement computerized solutions for a not-to-exceed amount of $150,000. Okay. You guys had me tongue-tied with all these numbers, honestly. So roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsome.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item C, can I have a first and a second to?
First.
Alderman
Second.
Florian, a second.
Second.
Newsome. This is a resolution approving the repaving of 3 city-owned parking lots by Lepardo for a not-to-exceed amount of $908,632.17. And again, this is through joint purchasing through Sourcewell. Would you like to come up and discuss that, Alderman? Questions?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. So, concerned and like to confirm that these resurfacing projects are being done in accordance with the UDO, including landscaping requirements. Is that accurate? Because I didn't see it in the attachments in the scope of work.
Landscaping.
Yeah. So the UDO says that when you resurface a lot, you have to add landscaping islands and so forth and so on, and trees and all that. Are we doing that for these city lots?
That depends on the size of the city lot. Is anybody from planning and zoning still here? No. I don't believe any of those lots are big enough that they would require landscaping.
I think maybe lot E, but so my concern obviously is that if we are requiring residents and business owners here in the city, private property owners, to adhere to the UDO. I think we need to ensure that we're doing the same for our city properties, and I think that should be specified. And again, I read through the scope of work for each of these lots, and I didn't see any reference to landscaping. So I'd like to make sure that we're adhering to our own ordinance.
Do you want to hold this over?
Yes, ma'am, I would like to hold it over. Thank you.
That's it?
Thank you, Director.
That wouldn't be done until next year either way, right, Director?
Correct.
Okay, all right, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, next one was item H. Can I have a first and a second?
So moved.
Alderman Florian, second. Alderman Newsome. And this is a resolution approving a contract with Stiles, Inc. for an underground storage tank removal services at 200 East Seahorse Drive. You had questions to that, Alderman Turner?
Yes, ma'am. Again, there's no cost shown here, listed here. How much is this going to cost us?
I don't have the,
Mayor?
yes.
30,000, not
Okay.
to exceed 30,000. 30,000.
Thank you, Chief of Staff. So that's a concern. Made this comment before, and I don't think it's being done maliciously, but I would like to see, obviously, the monies that we're approving to spend on, right? So we're going to approve this, don't even know how much.
Absolutely, that was probably just.
Probably just an
Yeah, but
oversight.
it is in your packet.
Yeah.
It is.
In committee.
On board docs, under the budgets, the dollar amount and budget source it is, but we did neglect to put that amount in the title of the resolution, which is what appears on the simple agenda, not the detailed agenda.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you very much. And it's for the reason I stated, but also, for transparency and being informative to our audience and
Absolutely.
taxpayers. So thank you very much.
Roll call,
And
please, Madam Clerk.
One more item, please.
Okay.
I just want to remark again here in that this is a no-bid contract. How do we know that we couldn't get this done for less than $30K if we didn't even bother to ask? I've stated this numerous times. I just object to and cannot and will not vote on a line item wherein I think there should go out to bid. So you can call for the vote.
Alderman Turner, this was bid out. Four responsive bids were received and publicly opened.
It's all in your paperwork.
Following bid tabulation and analysis of submissions, the UST removal contract is recommended to be awarded to the low bidder, Stiles Incorporated.
So again, here we didn't get information put into the agenda. I mean, I'm not sitting here reading attachments, but you get my point. Let's be more informative and transparent in our proceedings.
Well, we
Thank you.
generally
Call
only
for
put the
vote.
board
Thank you.
on that as awarded too. We don't put all the bids and everything on every agenda. But
Yeah,
you
right.
get all that, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
y-
in your
right.
committee stuff and it's
Right.
all in your automatic briefings.
So these folk out in the audience don't get to see those committee packets, and it would be it's just a simple minor thing to say, hey, this one's going to be $30,000, and we took the lowest of 4 bids. Cut and dry. It's not a big deal unless you make it that. Please call for the vote. Thank you.
Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsome.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. On to item Q. Can I have a first and a second to hear the motion?
First.
A second.
Okay, that was Alderman Felix, and second was Alderman Bolton. And this is an ordinance amending sections 2162 and 2164 of the Waukegan Code of Ordinances regarding various intersections. So what was discussed tonight was pulling Genesee Street and Corey Avenue and Oakley Avenue and, oh, I'm sorry, just Genesee and Corey and Glenwood Avenue and Crescent Avenue.
Mayor, your mic is not on. Your mic is not on?
Oh, I'm sorry. So it was, I'll say them again, it's Genesee and Corey, Glenwood Avenue and Crescent Avenue, and Murfield Avenue and Crescent Avenue. Those three were pulled. So the ones that you were discussing are 8th Parkway and Macquarie, Elmwood Avenue and Lloyd Avenue, Oakley Avenue and Gillette, and 4th Street and County, and I think that's, nope, there's one more, Buttrick Street and Catapula. Catawba. I'm like tongue-tied tonight. So those are the ones that are, so there's like 4 being pulled and 4, 5, 6 being added.
Mayor?
Yeah.
I did clarify with Alderman Martinez is that the Genesee one is the one that he was confused with Genesee and Corey and Genesee and Lake. So the one he wanted to pull out is Genesee and Lake, which is not there anymore.
So he wants to keep the Genesee, Alderman Martinez would like to keep the Genesee and Corey?
Corey.
Okay, so.
So Genesee Street and Corey are still back on the table. So they're, the ones that want 4-way stops are, and again, let me reiterate, these were not recommendations made by staff. These were ones that the aldermen want to put in regardless of that. So the 4-ways would be 8th Parkway and Macquarie, Elmwood Avenue and Lloyd Avenue, now Genesee Street and Corey Avenue, and Oakley Avenue and Gillette Avenue. Okay, the 3-way stops would be on 4th Street and County Street. And is that it? No. I thought there was another one. Is it Buttrick? Okay. Yeah, Buttrick and Catalpa. Okay, so those are the 3-way stops. So any discussions on these? I know they were in committee and public works, so Alderman Florian, would you like to start?
I just want to say that either there was no study done, or the study showed these weren't recommended. So just to I iterate that. And if an engineering study was done, it was not recommended we do this. And some of these are within a block of a light or a major arterial road. So I just want to emphasize that fact.
Any other comments?
Yes, ma'am.
Alderman Guzman? Okay. Okay.
That's right, let's just take the vote.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
No.
Hayes.
No.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsome. Turner.
Aye.
Okay, so
The
that-
six
Okay.
ayes.
So we've done all the rest of these, or they were taken off the agenda. That passed. Yep. Okay, Alderperson time. Oh,
We still have to do S,
Yeah, we
Mayor.
still need to do S, yes. Ordinance creating a Class P coffee shop license.
okay. Can I have a first and a second to an ordinance creating a Class P coffee shop liquor license for Euphoria Nutrition Cafe LLC located at 2202 Grand Avenue? I need. a
I'll first.
and- Who was the first? Alderman Guzman, second was Alderman
Excuse me,
Donenberg?
Mayor, I'd like to see if we can manage to add spirits to this.
Okay. Are you putting a time period on this? Yes. Okay. Because the one thing I want all of you to keep in mind is everybody's going to want a Class P liquor license to start serving liquor at 6 a.m. in the morning. They'll call themselves a coffee shop even if they're a nightclub at night. So keep that in mind, because right now we are spending an enormous amount of time going after liquor licenses. I have 9 gas stations and convenience stores, and we have 4 businesses that right now are issues. So be very careful when you start and be specific what you want.
Don't we have to change the ordinance before we can institute a license, a Class
No.
P license?
Okay, so just to be clear, there was a proposal on committee of the whole that was not considered because we ran out of time tonight. That would change the ordinance to allow an expanded period of time. All this does, without that having been passed and considered tonight, is issue a Class P or make available a Class P license for this business. That business must abide with how Class P is written right now until it is changed. What that means is that only beer and wine can be sold. The business must open up by 7 a.m. and sell and be open for 10 hours. They may not sell alcohol until 4 p.m. on weekdays until 10 p.m. On weekends, they can sell from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. That is what is currently in our code, and that's all that would be allowed under this. Oh, and yes, one more thing. You can only sell one drink per customer under the current ordinance. And the idea is that this is a unique license only for coffee shops.
Okay.
If you want to have a tavern, you would basically need to card at the door, and nobody under 21 can come in. So this is it's a very unique license. There aren't any currently in the city, but as it is written, this would allow our first Class P license.
Okay, can I ask one more question, Lynn?
So they wouldn't be able to sell.
Lorian had her hand up first.
And Alderman Hayes isn't done yet.
Okay, so we're just being called to vote on the Class P license as it currently stands, because I heard Alderman Martinez ask to add spirits to it. So that's what prompted my question is.
Yeah, that can't be done without a code amendment, which would need to happen later.
You can just leave it how it is, and then we'll revisit it, so.
So now what you're saying is you want to hold this over? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's just saying.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question. So what, I understand everything you said, Stu, but what about the fact that most times, I mean, I don't drink coffee, so, but like I see Starbucks, drive-through, blah, blah, blah. I've been in Euphoria. Lots of people come in and go, come in and go. How do we prevent them from taking it to go? Because like that's not allowed, correct?
There's no class under which you can take a drink to go, we do not have a carry-out license. No carry-out license is available under any of our license classes.
So will they have to ask every customer that orders alcohol, are you staying, or?
Yeah, I think I'd have to look back at what Class P says, but I think it was designed in such a way that you cannot walk out with it. And considering that it's only beer and wine, you can't walk out with a beer bottle, and you can't walk out with a glass of wine.
I forgot about that part of it, okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? I'm sorry. No, okay.
I think the intent of the applicant was to serve coffee with Baileys and cream in it. So does this allow that?
So
But this doesn't give them what they want.
Well, but what was put on, there was a proposal on committee of the whole, which we didn't get to, which included, in the committee of the whole packet that I passed out, there is an amendment which Alderman Martinez has proposed, which would extend hours, add spirits, and make I think one or two other tweaks. That'll be considered at a future committee of the whole, but it's been discussed that let them proceed and, under the current laws, and if you want to change them, you can.
Because there'd have to be time limits, because you don't want people starting drinking at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then you would have a lot of other people wanting a Class P license. But this is, the reality of it is they don't fit for a lot of other licenses. So if you pass this tonight, you can amend it, but you're going to have to sit and think how you want to amend this, because you open the door for a lot of other stuff.
Which is fine, but if I can just say, the reason why I'm advocating for it, because this establishment is well established. This is a family-owned business. Their employees are their family. There's no turnover. You can't compare this to a Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donuts. They're doing a great job, and this is something that it's unprecedented. Waukegan doesn't have a nice, quaint coffee, family shop. Is there? No. So if anything, I think that what they're showing and through their examples and how they're running their business, I mean, this is something that's great for Waukegan. I embrace
I don't
that.
disagree with you, Alderman, but when you make ordinances, they're across the board.
Right.
You can't make them for specific people or businesses. They're laws basically that apply across the board. So you won't be able to stop a Starbucks coming in and doing that. You know what I mean? Or
Mayor?
you might not be able to stop others.
And Alderman Martinez, I know, I'm going to wait till you're done talking. So I know you haven't been up here as long as I have. I can't tell you how many people have stood at this podium right here and lied to us about what they're going to do. Oh, I'm not having a nightclub. Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put too many cars in the parking lot. Oh, I'm not this, I'm not that. And if you give this to them, which they may well deserve and they may treat it fairly, but it allows the door to be open for other people, like the mayor said, to apply for this instead of a nightclub license and say, well, I'm allowed to serve till 2 in the morning. So I'm not a nightclub, I'm just a coffee shop, because I have a coffee pot sitting over here, so I'm a coffee shop. But I'm acting like a nightclub. If there's one thing I've learned in the 5 years I've been sitting here, if you give someone in Waukegan an inch, they take a mile or maybe 10 miles. So just be careful.
And as a responsible and alderman who is boots to the ground, I visit that. I go there regularly, so I will be monitoring and make sure that everything is correctly done. But anyway, can
You're
we
going to be
just
there
take
at
it
2
to a
o'clock
vote?
in the morning every morning?
Well,
They won't
yeah,
be open
if I have
till-
to, I will. Yeah, I live right across the street. But can we take this to a vote, please?
Yep.
I'll
Roll call,
second.
please, Madam Clerk.
I'd like to confirm the second on that, ma'am.
I'll second it.
You
first and
made a
second.
first on that, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, then Martin,
Sir.
Alderman Donnerworth,
Aye.
Florian,
Aye.
Hayes,
Aye.
Bolton,
Aye.
Guzman,
aye.
Martinez, Felix,
Aye.
Newsom, Turner.
Aye.
Motion passed, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So we've been through everything, correct? Yes. Okay. Alderperson time.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Merry Christmas to everyone, and hopefully a Happy New Year. We'll see you when the new year comes. And of course, I always want to thank staff and employees of the city of Waukegan because they do an excellent job. And every time I see them, they're always doing a great job and keeping busy. They've picked up the leaves pretty well, and there is still some more, but I've been stopping by telling people they got to bag it up and get rid of it themselves. And one guy tried to burn them. I said, no, can't do that. And we took care of that little fire he had at his house. And then just stay safe for the holidays. Keep your eyes open. If you see something that's not right, report it. Call the police. That's what they're there for. Or call the fire department if it's a fire. Have a great New Year.
Alderman Florian.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just want to comment on some of the things that happened tonight. I'm very proud that for the 4th year in a row, we have kept our tax levy at zero increase. However, that doesn't mean you may not see an increase in your tax bill because the park district, the school district, they tend to raise taxes every year. So, but make sure you look at each line item and you will see the amount to the city of Waukegan will probably be about exactly the same. So we've done a very good job in the last 4 years, the administration and the staff holding to our budget and keeping taxes level. So I'm grateful that we've all been able to do that. I'm very disappointed the people up here that always talk about how thankful they are for our staff and all the work that they do, then choose to vote against the recommendations that they make. That's kind of mind-blowing to me, but it is what it is, I guess, but it's just kind of interesting to me. So I encourage everyone who can to attend this Know Your Rights meeting at the library tomorrow from 5:30 to 7. Last week at our intergovernmental committee, we had the state's attorney and Dulcie Ortiz, the director of Mano a Mano, present about what the incoming administration may be attempting to do with deporting citizens in Waukegan, and we were given a lot of good information about what can and cannot be done. So please go to this meeting, learn your rights, have a plan for what your family will do if someone in your family is taken, so your children know where to go, and I'm afraid it could get very ugly. So please reach out to someone and let them help you make a plan. Thank you and happy holidays.
Alderman Hayes.
Pass.
Alderman Bolton.
Yes, I want to congratulate the fire department once again for 175 years. Thank you for your hearts of service. I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa. And I want to acknowledge and echo what the mayor indicated. Congratulations to Norco for 5 years of establishment, addressing those and the recovery community. Also, congratulations to Stable Center for their event. It was a great event, gala, and the wonderful testimonies of individuals that were once homeless and was able to overcome those barriers. And then in the first ward, I was able to bring together the organization Heart of the City along with Harvest Market, and we met and discussing how we could be better helping in the first ward as well as to the whole city. And then also Friday, this coming Friday, at 631 South McAllister, there will be a toy drive, Toys for Tots. Once again, that is 631 South McAllister. You do have to call. Feel free to give me a call at 224-607-8445. And
What time?
I believe I am not sure. I will have to validate that. They're doing it also collaborating that with Mary's Mission. So you do have to sign up through that organization because they are collaborating with the House of Prayer Church. Then Harvest Market is giving a coat drive also on this Friday. Once again, you have to call that organization. I believe they're passing out 300 new coats. So they're doing a great job over there on 10th Street, and that address is 502 10th Street, Waukegan. And then I want to thank our chief of police and public works, those that removed that graffiti, especially from the Shiloh Baptist Church in my ward. Thank you so much for that. And I believe that's all I have.
Alderman
God bless.
Guzman. Sorry. Alderman Guzman. Right on.
Thank you. Okay, I want to say, so this is our last meeting of the year, and the holidays are coming, so please keep safe, stay warm. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and especially Happy New Year. Hopefully 2025 is better for you if 2024 was not. 2024 was an up and down year, but remember, everything was paid. We had money in the budget. City-wise, it looks like we're doing pretty well. And different stuff is coming up for 2025. So I want to say congratulations to the city staff, the administration, for a great job. What was it? 31 streets were done over the year. Largest street program ever, if I remember correctly, without taking out a single bond. That is an amazing job. I want to applaud that and stand up for it. The fire department, the finance department, the water department, I mean, CDBG, everybody, what a wonderful job. Hopefully you guys have a Merry Christmas or whatever religious holidays you guys practice or don't practice. Thank you for the great job you guys are doing and the administration that's moving this city forward. I didn't get a chance to go shop with a police officer at Walmart, but I did see the videos on Facebook and online. It looked like it was a great success. People were having fun, and it looked very, very awesome time. To the second ward neighborhood of Pearsall, Marshall, 9th, 8th, 10th. We had our second discussion about the controversial closing of Willow Road. Please, we're going to have another one in January for the final vote. Please come to that so we won't have any controversial, just like the last time. So sometime in January, I would be advising for our last meeting and vote to see if we're going to push to reopen this road or not. Because I'm going to be honest, the majority of consent is to reopen. We have a small that is not willing to open, but I want your voice to be heard. So please come. If you do not want the road to be open, please come and show whatever support you want. Also, in my neighborhood, I've gotten reports about graffiti coming on to people's houses and stuff like that. I asked Chief Navarro to throw on some extra patrols to get these guys out of there and find out who's actually doing these, go after them, and that will not be tolerated. Code enforcement, I've gotten some complaints about code enforcement coming in and ticketing them on Commonwealth because that's the way they've done it for as far as that they can remember. I said, that's good. I want this cleaned up. I want this cleaned up. Everybody's always talking about how 8th, 9th get the best services and we get none. Well, this is the way. Do you know why they got all their leaves picked up? Because cars were not in the way, okay? You want your stuff done? Do it the correct way. Let's clean up. They had their little gardens and parking everywhere and junk everywhere. No, that's not going to be tolerated. We're going to get this cleaned up, and we're going to get this stuff corrected and moved on. We have more streets coming up for the second ward. We're stepping up our game and moving forward. And I'm very happy that the stop signs passed, so we will be getting one in front of Mike's Pizza, which is an extremely busy spot if anybody's ever visited that area. So I think a lot of residents will be happy about that. 8th and Macquarie also will be happy about that. And I just want you to remember, it's getting really dark early at, I think it's 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock. Remember, school buses are still going around. Watch out for those stop signs. They're coming in early. Watch out for those stop signs. Don't go around just because you're a little late to work. And then go from there. And I know they'll be going on vacation pretty soon for Christmas vacation, so they'll be out and about, guys. So let's keep an eye out them. I know it's going to be a little dark, and they're still going to want to hang out or whatever. So keep an eye out for them, okay, guys? Thanks. Have a good one. See you 2025.
Alderman Martinez.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and also Council. I'll be very brief tonight, but first I want to proceed by thanking Pastor Robert Richards for tonight's invocation. And then I'd like to thank all those participants and those who were at the honorary street signing for Mr. Miguel Albron on Lynn Terrace and Hyde Park. Special thanks goes out to our media department. Naya Simone, you did a great job. You were so easy to work with. We're going to miss you. Congratulations. I'd like to thank everyone else that was there. It was quite a nice event, so I want to thank him for being present. I also want to welcome back Mr. Molly again from the media department. Welcome back. We really missed you. So, but welcome back. Also, just to remind everyone again, as Director Garland has mentioned, and also the mayor, leaf is that's over with. Leaf pickup is all over with. Please understand that LRS they did their diligence to clean it up now. We do have Mr. Garland and Public Works out there doing the very best they can. What I've noticed, as Alderman Guzman has stated, I mean, it's incredible. You ride around and you see cars on leaves and making it hard or accessible for the leaves to get picked up. So we're doing the best we can. Please, we appreciate your diligence in this. I will keep you posted. You know, hopefully, Public Works, they can extend that courtesy. You guys are doing a great job. I don't know how you guys do it. I thank you guys each and every day for all that you do. But I have seen an increase more than I've seen last year. But again, it's because vehicles are in the way. And also, I see more people still raking, even after the fact. So please do not rake anymore, because we have to try to do the best we can to try to get what we have out there now. So again, I appreciate Mr. Garland and Public Works for all that they do. Also, I like to say that I attend various events, at least 5 or 6, non-for-profits organizations. I also want to commend the many non-for-profit organizations who help those who are underserved. Toys for Tots. You got Norco. So these are organizations that are dependent on donations and grants. But they go out of the way, and I want to commend each and one of them for thinking for our citizens who are really needing the help. So again, I want to commend those non-for-profit organizations. If you need to get a hold of me, I can be reached at 847-390-2689. I do want to wish everybody a happy holiday season. Please be careful. Please enjoy it. I just ask you all to be safe, be mindful, and let's all be a great neighbor, and I'll see you guys in 2025. Thank you.
Alderman Felix.
Thank you. Yes, I do want to reiterate that there is going to be that meeting tomorrow for the immigration Know Your Rights. I will be there as well. There's a lot of fear going on in our community, but definitely it's good to attend these things. There's a lot of information that we need to be informed of. Although it might seem scary, but we still have our rights here, and I think that we have a good chance to keep our community safe by making sure that our community knows their rights. With that being said, I'll be there, and then as the time comes, we'll be having more and more discussions and announcements, at least from my end, as to how our safe will be safe. Regarding the streets, thank you guys, our council, for approving these. Thank you guys for who supported these. Stop signs is going to make a huge impact in my ward, at least I can say that. And we love the staff. Jesus, our engineering, he's a hardworking man. I talk to him all the time. He's busy. He's a busy man, and he's doing a good job. So, we definitely value his expertise, and then we're working together. Same thing with the chief of staff, Bridges. We're working together. Just because it wasn't recommended doesn't mean that we're not working together. We want to make sure we make visible changes at least in my ward, I would say, for myself. Thank you, Alonzo from the Public Works. I got some trees cut that were affecting some of the light posts, so two homes are safe now because of him. I did also attend the Staben House Gala. It was good. I got to see a lot of people, a lot of known faces. Got to dance along with the mayor and Jose Guzman. We did a little camera that goes around. It was pretty fun. Got to see a lot of cool people. One thing that chief of staff, do you mind coming up and letting the people know that building that got hit, just so the people know, because there's a lot of confusion, at least for the people that I talk to. Where are they at right now? Can they open, and if not, then why?
Currently, the building that was struck at Washington and Buttrick is not rated for occupancy. So no, they cannot operate at this time. The owner was notified and the business owners, the tenants, were notified. The only request that we have is that they have a structural engineer come out to investigate the building and let us know if it's safe for occupancy. So until that happens, we do not want anyone in that building.
Thank you, sir. Yes, so I wanted to make sure that we point that out. That way, people know that, we're waiting on that end. We would definitely want our business to go back to business and, making their earnings, but definitely want to make sure everyone stays safe. I want to say that I'll see you guys at the Polar Plunge. I invite everyone to go. I will be there. I don't want to be there, but I want to be there at the same time. I'll be going in this year, and last year I did too. And other than that, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and see you guys next year.
Alderman Newsom.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Just want to wish everyone a happy Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Alderman Turner.
Thank you very much. Firstly, I want to welcome David Motley back. Thank you for coming back to work with us. I know you're ready to. Don't give up yet. It's not time. So we love you. Also, I want to say farewell to Naya. We've enjoyed having you here. I think you've done an excellent job. And you'll always get a good reference from the city of Waukegan. Okay, take that with you. Right? Okay, so I have 3 winter coats left, brand new. If anyone listening, or if anyone here knows of someone who needs a winter coat, they're brand new. I think they're all 3 are extra large. Be more than happy to share or give those out to whomever's in need. And when you're traveling, maybe you see one of the homeless folk out there, whatever. It doesn't matter who it is. I don't care. If somebody needs, I got it for them. Right? And if they need gloves or a hat or something, I'll go out and buy that extra. Every year I kind of sponsor this angel tree with one of the local churches. Trinity is part of Trinity Church, actually. And the angel tree is for the children of incarcerated persons. So dad or mom may not be available to, help give them a Christmas. So we do what we can. I know it's late. Sorry I didn't get out notice before. Angel tree is this Sunday. If anybody knows anybody who could benefit from that angel tree, please call me directly, 847-445-3788. I'll get them in the program. We'll get them a gift. I'll make sure it happens. The Toys for Tots Friday. That's Sylvia. All right, I think that's all I got. I just wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and of course a Happy Hanukkah as well. God bless you all, and good night. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn? I need a first and a second.
First.
Alderman Florian, second.
Second.
Alderman Guzman, all those in favor?
Aye.
See you at the Polar Plunge in 2025.
This will be 20 whatever years, and I ain't going in that lake.